The dream state is considered like one of our most creative time. When we enter sleep, there is the first stage of sleep, and it's called hypnagogia. And in hypnagogia, we experience a breakdown of our reality. Our reality gets deconstructed. And then during the dream time, that gets reconstructed in some mostly very unexpected forms. And this is what's considered like a really great activator of our creativity, because in that moment, there's new associative networks that get activated. And these new associative networks, they are a source of new gestalt, new insight. They are really an activator of creativity. So I use a lot these processes of deconstruction and reconstruction to activate my own creative process. So I go through these different phases of deconstructing material, reconstructing and deconstructing fixed relationship between different elements and reconstruct in unexpected ways. Deconstruction and reconstruction is actually also a philosophical practice, and to shift our way of thinking, our way of the fixity of the way we perceive things. So the work, really in the work, not only there is deconstruction and reconstruction, but there is also these, I shift from analog to digital. So I use digital tools, I manipulate photography, digital photography, video, I create texture, I create shapes. And then I'll move into analog, and there I will use analog tools, I will cut, I will glue, I will paint. And the works that I developed throughout these last years are very much kind of multi-layered, and it's multi-layered digitally and analog as well. So yeah, I think this is in this way that I'm kind of wanting to reflect on how our perception of reality is shifting right now in this time. Doorways are about moments of consciousness shift. These thresholds we cross when we receive deep insight or inspiration. These are moments of synchronicity between our inner state of alignment and the outer alignment, the collective alignment, the planetary alignments like solstice, equinox, full moon, new moon, eclipse, or some other powerful planetary constellations. A lot of my work is directly inspired by my life, and especially my life here on the island of Ibiza, my connection to its powerful nature, its landscapes, its skies. And Horizon, to me, talk about our soul quest for spaciousness, for timelessness. These moments of surrender into the now, when we were able to transcend time. Chaosmos is really, to me, the essence of the creative process. It's this universal dance between chaos and cosmos, between disorder and order, between what is disturbing and what is pleasing aesthetically, harmonious aesthetically. So I found that in order to keep the creative process alive and refreshed, I need to go through these cycles of deconstruction, breaking down, randomization, accident, until new shapes, new patterns, new forms can emerge, new gestalt can emerge, new aesthetics can emerge. So I'm really using this as a practice to renew my own perception of aesthetic. I love stairways, and stairways for me, they're like the bridge between above and below, between the conscious and the unconscious, and the supraconscious. The bridge between the inner journey of the soul and the outer journey of the soul. The shadow and light objects reflect on our relationships to technology. Is this a gift or a curse? And our human obsession with immortality. It started many years ago with my series of fiber optic light sculpture, the Homos Luminosos. And then during the COVID confinement, it took the form of these shadow boxes, shadow objects, vanitas, reflecting on the tension between the gift, the light of our imagination, and the shadow, the curse of our greed. This is my studio. This is where I work, where I create. That's also where I give my live workshops and I teach. Yeah, in the beginning of a piece, it's always entering a kind of a chaotic field to let things happen. So don't necessarily know at all what I'm going to do. I like that it unfolds as we go. Yeah, here I just started with old newspaper. I was kind of struck by the fact that newspaper are all going to disappear. So these are pieces of newspaper I found from 20 years ago. So I just started to layer in a completely random way. And then I start to use these different patterns. At the moment, I'm really into patterns. So I create these different patterns digitally, and I print them, and I bring them in. This is a photo of one of my fiber optic light sculpture, which I've been using to create this dot pattern. I like this illusion of a veil, the three-dimensionality and transparency of it. So I take all kind of photos from my artwork, from nature, from my life. Anything that makes me stop and wonder I might use. And then I manipulate them, I glitch them, I layer them. I bring them back together in some kind of unexpected way, either digitally or hands-on analog way. And here I printed it in velvet, so yeah, I'm not yet sure what I'm going to do with that, but I definitely like the effect. So let's see. Yeah, so this is really an unexpected piece, totally unexpected. Um, it's a continuation of what we did for the event Hybrid Worlds, because for the event we created all these masks that people could customize, and so that they could breathe. They were not COVID masks. We actually cut the mouth out, and now I was suddenly with all these mouths and all these nose, and they kept calling me there, and so I just started to work with them, and here is what happened. I'm really interested in physical gesture. It's really the essence of hands-on analog work. Here, holding a hammer and nailing, banging and nailing, it has a particular physical energy, or cutting. It's also about the intimacy we develop with our tools and our medium. So much comes from that intimacy. This piece is about the eclipse. This is part of this chaosmos process. The piece starts in a very chaotic way. There is no plan. I like to bring a lot of accident in the layers and, scribbles, whatever comes, and then progressively the shape starts to come in. And that piece I did just at the time of an eclipse. And I was also teaching while I was doing this piece. An eclipse is a moment of perfect alignment between the moon and the sun, of perfect alignment between the feminine energy of the moon and the masculine energy of the sun, between chaos and order. So somehow it carries the seed for perfect, unified creation.